So thank you all for coming out. As I said, this is going to be a conversation. These wheels are tough to get on. A conversation between me and the governor, and then we're going to take questions from the audience. So first of all, Governor, I'd like a debate or a town hall. Give you a couple minutes just to kind of talk about your first term. Welcome everybody.
Well, good morning, everyone. And Shelley, just want to thank you. I want to thank King Randall and the fellows over there for coming up. It's great to see you guys. It's an honor to be here this morning. I just appreciate the time and the opportunity. You know, I've told a lot of people, really, especially in the last 24 hours, because I've had a pretty busy public schedule with events like this, and had a great one last night with several black radio hosts, and took every question they gave me. And I told them, I said, look, I've been so honored to be serving as you go. And when I ran 2018, Marty and the girls and I, we stayed on that bus. We went to 91 counties in the last 3 weeks of the campaign. I'd already visited all 159, most of them multiple times. And I was just telling people, look, I'm gonna put hard work with Jordans first, ahead of the status quo, the politically correct. And that's what I've done as you go. But I also promised people, when I got sworn in January 2019, when Marty was holding the Bible, and she's here, our great first lady's here this morning, you know, I told people after I took that oath in my speech that whether you voted for me or not, I was going to work hard every day on your behalf. And that's exactly what I've done. And I think people have seen that. I'm running on my record of, you know, being in the fight when we were having civil unrest in our state to protect our businesses and our government buildings and our capital city from literally being burned down for people, but also protecting the rights of those that were upset because they'd seen injustice with their own eyes. You know, protecting their right to peacefully demonstrate and let their voice be heard. And we did that during the COVID-19 pandemic by trusting you all more than the government. And I took a lot of criticism from people on both sides for the decisions I made to keep our economy open and be the first state to reopen small parts of it that we had asked to shelter to help us stop the spread and flatten the curve and build PPE supply and hospital bed capacity. I took pressure from the national media, from the local media, from healthcare pundits that were in their basement. But you know what? I've been in that situation before. Marty and I both had a small business owner for over 35 years where you're not sure if you're going to make it to the next week. You're not sure if you're going to be able to pay the folks that you've been working with for a decade to build your business, and you haven't even been able to pay your suppliers, and that's a bad feeling. There was a lot of Georgians feeling like that. So when I was getting all that pressure, I wasn't listening to them. I was listening to those hard-working Georgians that were telling me, look, I can't keep doing this. Barbers, cosmetologists, restaurant folks, a lot of other people that weren't working. And that hit home with me. And that's who I was fighting for. And I think people saw that. I think people saw during the 2020 election, and that was a very polarizing moment in our country's history and certainly in our state's history. But I did exactly what I told people I would do. I put my hand on that Bible. I promised you I'd protect the laws and the Constitution of this state, the Constitution of the United States, and that's exactly what I did. And I know everybody out there doesn't agree with everything I've done. Marty tells me that all the time, so does our $3. But at least people know that I have fulfilled my promises that I ran on in 2018. Things like strengthening rural Georgia, having innovative health care plans, making sure that people have economic opportunity no matter what their zip code or what neighborhood they grew up in. Focusing on rural broadband, you know, a host of other things, keeping people safe, going after street gangs. And I got ridiculed by some of the media for even talking about going after street gangs in 2018. People said there's no data to prove all this, and now every day they're writing about gangs shooting people in our neighborhoods. We're doing something about that. And we have been. Chris Carr announced yesterday a huge gang indictment case in Athens, Clark County. So we have local prosecutors that don't want to go after the gangs. But this year we fixed that and allow our Attorney General to do so when they want. And I have a commitment to keeping people in this state safe. And it's not our job to be doing a lot of the things that we're doing, But when you have 3 kids like we do, and you're worried about sending your kids to the gas station or to the mall, we need to be in the fight. And we're doing it. And thankfully now, the City of Atlanta Police Department is in the fight with us. We're working with a lot of other locals. We're partnering with people in Columbus and Savannah and Macon, and we'll do that anywhere we need to keep people safe. We also believe in giving people opportunity, even those that have made mistakes. And we have a great record of that here in our state. And that's really why I'm running for re-election. Marty said, why, after all you've been through, why do you want to do this? And I said, because we live in the greatest state in the country, live, work, and raise our families. I believe that now, even after all we've been through. I mean, look, COVID was hard on everybody. What we've been through financially, from the virus, the disease that affected our family, we experienced loss. Just about every Georgian did, probably every Georgian did. But our people were resilient. And they were resilient because we gave them the opportunity to do that. You know, we didn't do like other states where you had a governor, Shelley, that would not allow you to get up and go to work every day. They would not allow you to put your kids in the classroom every day. They wanted to decide whether you wear a mask or whether you get a vaccine. You know, we didn't do that in Georgia. We trusted the people more than the government. And I think that's a big contrast in this campaign. Because my opponent, she criticized me for all those things. But that's the record I run on, and that's what I'm doing. And I'll be honored to have y'all's vote and support. I'm glad you're here this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor.